Hello and welcome to Amethystarcrafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I'm going to show you how to do this card here using a variety of different colouring techniques. So let's get started. What we're going to use today is, first of all, this lovely stamp set. Now it's a hostess set. And if you go across my blog, you will find out exactly how you can get this lovely stamp set. And we're going to use the little frog in the corner. And we're also going to use the Sunshine Wishes dies, and I will show you how to use those later on. So to start off with, what we need to do is we need to stamp 3 images of the frog. One at the top, one at the bottom, and one over on the right hand side. And I'm going to show you some different colouring techniques. So first of all, we have our lovely watercolour pencils. Now these are really rather nice, and you've got, as you can see, a whole variety of different colours, where obviously, because it's a frog, we are going to use, if I can find it, yes, we're going to use the green one, which is Old Olive. So what you need to do is you need to just start laying down some colour. You don't have to be a great colourer to do this. I'm certainly not an artist, which is one of the reasons I really love Stampin' Up products, because just by using a few simple little techniques, you can actually do a really lovely watercolour coloured effect, and it makes you look like a really good artist. So we're, as I say, just going to be laying down the colour on this one and take it down through. Again, as I always say on the videos, you will spend a lot more time than me. I'm doing this quite quickly, obviously, so that the video doesn't take too long, because I don't know about you, but you don't want to see me colouring all these images in. You want to see the actual techniques. So we just want to lay this colour down, and again just take it across different angles so that you're not doing it all on one side or the other. So that's the first one with the watercolour pencils, and we'll come back to that later on. The second technique is using our Stampin' Up right markers. Now this one is actually Pear Pizzazz. I thought I'd show you different coloured greens, and again there is a thin bullet tip on that side, which is great for doing really fine details. So if we're going to, and hope my head's not in the way, if we're going to do tiny little pieces around here, you can actually do those really nicely with the fine tip, which is great. And then for laying down the colour, if you go to the other side, you've got a nice fatter nib, which is great for just taking down and laying down that colour. And you can see again lovely tones of green in here, and just taking it up. I'm just going to take this one up to the body. Again, just quite fine strokes. If you use watercolour paper, it's a little bit more forgiving. Obviously I'm using here our Whisper white cardstock, so you don't need to do it very heavily. And I'm just going to go down to there because I want to show you another technique now. Now, using the marker, if you just, again on one of our blocks, just lay down a little bit of colour on here, you can use our blender pen. Again, our blender pen's 2 nibs on there, so you get you can do various different colours. You just need to basically scribble it off first to make sure there's no colour on there from the last time you worked. Pick up just a little bit of the colour and then you can just literally colour directly onto the card, and it picks up and takes the colour in. So again, just laying it down, picking up a little bit as you go. You can pick up as much or as little as you want to blend it out so you can get some shadings from light to dark. Again, spend a little bit more time than I'm doing on this. So we'll just take that to there on that one. And again, just rub it off. It goes clean again, and you can use it for as many different colours as you want. And then we're going to take some wild wasabi, and if you squeeze the pad before you open it, you will get a little pool of colour on the inside. Now, if you use our Aqua painters, and they come with 2 different sizes of tips, so I'm using the fine tip this time, and you need to have it, if you're on watercolour paper you can have it as wet as you want, but you want it as dry as you possibly can. And you're just going to pick up a little bit of colour, and we're just going to lay some colour down on here. And you can see, you can blend that through. Taking it up, and let's say use the minimum amount of water. So if we do the bottom one down here, again just take up the colour and you can blend it through quite nicely. I think I probably prefer using the Aqua painter above most of the products, because it's, you can lay it down quite quickly, and as I say, I am rushing this. Spend a little bit more time than I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you an idea of exactly how to do this. And again, very fine tip on here so you can get right into the edges of those tiny little feet. And again on the other side, right into the tiny bits of the feet. Take them down. And if you remember, we used the watercolour pencils on the top. There are 2 ways of blending these through, because they are watercolour pencils. If you add just a little bit of water, they turn into paint, and you can then blend them round. So again, you can take the colour through, blend it through, and if you want to use the blender pen, you can use the blender pen. So let's go back to the blender pen, and again take down the bottom and literally just little circular motions, strokes. Again, it just turns that pencil into paint, and you can then just blend it through. Okay, so we have different coloured frogs here. So another way of just adding some colour through on here is, again, I'm using Mossy Meadow just for some highlights. Now, if you take, I'm going to take the blender pen again, make sure that I've got the thin nib. Let's have a look here. Yep, that's the thin one. Now, one of the nice things about this stamp, and quite a lot of them, if you notice where they've got cross hatching, it's a way of showing you where the shadow is going to be. So if you just pick up a little bit of the Mossy Meadow and just go down the side, just where there's the little sort of cross hatching, it will give you some dark, which will give you the shadow. So then it starts looking more like a 3-dimensional little frog rather than just a 2-dimensional one. And again, you can see how easy it is to just pick up the ink, just take it over a little bit on that side, and then the little one down at the bottom. And again, you can use the Aqua painter, which I'm using at the moment, or you can use the the blender pen, whichever one you like. As I say, I like the Aqua painter because it's a little bit more forgiving. The nice thing about this one as well is that you, let me just unscrew it for you so you can see. You fill it up with water and then screw it on. Now, if you look in there, there's actually like a little valve in there. So it means that you don't have, the water doesn't come gushing out all the time, which it does on some other brands. So these are really rather good. You can squeeze it and get a little bit more water if you want, or you can keep it fairly dry for watercolouring like this. So those are our 3 images. And what we're going to do now is, I wanted to have a fun little saying on this. So I wanted them to go hop, hop, and hop. However, we don't have a hop die, but in Sunshine Wishes, to out and show you, there are some absolutely lovely dies in here. You've got flowers and hearts. The heart is absolutely beautiful. And then you've got words: sunshine, congrats, love and hope. So what I did was I ran the hope through the Big Shot and obviously came out with, there's one, we've done it with the hope. Now, if you take really great paper snips, I love these because you have a nice little cover that keeps them protected, and they are super sharp and really nice fine points which are great for cutting out. So easiest way I found was if you turn it upside down and literally take it through on where the E goes onto the P, and just turning it as you go so you keep that curve. Just turn round and cut to take it off of there. There we go. Cut the E off, and so you now have your 3rd hop. And if we mount it on, I'm not going to stick it on now for you, but if you mount it on some black cardstock like that, you have, let me show you the finished article, you have a card like that. So as you can see, we have some fantastic ways of colouring, just on regular cardstock, as well as on watercolour paper. So I hope you enjoyed our techniques today and look forward to seeing you again. If you want some more details, please go across to my website, which is amethystarcrafting.blogspot.com. Thank you for joining in. Bye-bye.